Wait. Did we join early today or did the teacher join late today?
What do you think? What's the time now? What is the time now?
7:16.
So what's the class time?
7:15.
Yeah, Shreyan should answer. Shreyan is asking the question, so he should answer me.
Yeah, and also
So I joined.
Oh, your internet has some issue. So come on, say, did you join early,
Yes,
late, or right time? What do you think?
Right time.
Right time, right?
no.
Yeah.
Wait.
Why do you think that teacher is not there? I'm there here. I am there means teacher is there.
Then you're not
One of the teacher.
Then you're not speaking.
No, I always teach. If the teacher is missing some time, I'll be there. I'll be taking up the sloka until the teacher comes up. I'm there here.
And
Did you got it?
Yeah, my mom helps Govinda class and Damodar. And Madhura too. She helps all the classes.
It's not helping. I'm just saying teacher is missing. No, teacher doesn't miss. Bhakti
She
Sangha has
does
many teachers.
classes in Damodar class on Monday.
Bhakti Sangha has many teachers, okay? Teacher is never missed in Bhakti Sangha.
No,
Okay.
but
So today we have some surprise.
what?
It's not a regular class. We're going to have something surprise. So I am going to ask everybody to come on video first. Can you all do that for me? Thank you. Thank you.
Mommy, I'm gonna come on video. Can you just show me? So
Yeah. Yes.
You need to say thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vrinda. What happened, Suraj? I don't see you on video.
He's been not joining from.
Okay. What is today? Can anybody say?
Ekadashi.
Yes. Today is Ekadasi and Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. Yes. So now, because today is Ekadasi, so we are all going to do chanting. So we have activity. Before activity, we have chanting. Are you all ready to chant? Very nice. So I want everybody to hold
Mataji, just 1 minute. I'm just calling Suraj. Actually, I helped him log in, but he's not coming. He's sleeping. Actually, I just waking him up. I'll ask him to join and chant.
No problem. I was just checking on. No problem. Take your time. Okay. So everybody with your bead bag. Let's start chanting. Okay. I'll be seeing who is going to chant very nicely. So Ekadasi, if you chant 1 round, it is equal to 10 rounds. So who is going to chant now? Let's see.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Vedadara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna.
I want everybody to be unmuted.
Did you see that?
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
I want everybody to chant at the end of the class. I'm going to announce star of the class. Who is chanting nicely, they will get
After we say
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
I'm going to announce one thing. I want to say this. I am going to announce the star of the class today. Whoever is chanting nicely, they will be that.
finish the standing.
Yes. Please unmute and chant if you want to be a star of the class. Okay.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Rama Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
So Hare Krishna. Let's do who is the star chanter? Who is that? Let's see. First kid is Isha. Wonderful, Isha. You were chanting very nicely.
Thank you, Mataji.
Other is Brinda. Not talking only. Continuously. Ojasvi. Who else was there? Shriyan, right? His name is
Shreyansh.
okay. He's the one. And Who else? Advait.
Yeah, Advait also was chanting very nicely.
Okay.
Mommy, you only need to pick one.
Okay, I will pick one. One is, I cannot pick one, I'll pick two, okay? Isha and Vrinda did a wonderful job. They started and they did not end until the end. Everybody, others like Isha, Samskriti, Shreyan, Advait, Mukund, Ojasvi, everybody did good job. All these kids. But
Me.
from starting to end, who did? Is Isha and Vrinda. Very good. They didn't even stop in between. Other kids was like in between, distracting here and there, but you all did good job. Very good. Today is Ekadasi. You all get lots and lots of blessings. Thank you so much for participating in chanting. Now let's move on to the activity. Preethi Mataji is here with us. Mataji, it's all yours. Please take over.
Oh, we are ready already?
Yes.
You want time? We can do one bhajan. Somebody can, Mukund can sing for us. You always sing.
Sing for 5 minutes. I'll be there. Okay.
What song is it?
Mukund, can you sing with Priya Mruganda?
Yes, Mataji.
Very nice.
Yeah, he always sings so beautiful.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once again, you all did good job. Okay. I just want to give the star, maybe, you know, that helps them to increase more chanting. But otherwise, everybody did good job.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Abby.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mukund. Thank you so much. Mataji, please take over.
Thank you all so much for such beautiful participation, for chanting, for singing, for doing everything so wonderfully. So proud of you all. Hari Bol. So let's get into our Sanskrit session.
Mataji, I thought Tuesday was art.
Art?
Tuesday is usually cooking.
We are having Monday as we're having Monday as Back to Godhead and debate, I believe. Then Tuesday as cooking or Sanskrit, Wednesday as artwork or craft or drawing or whatever. And then Thursday is moral class. So we moved it a bit, and I hope we have the other activities too in full swing. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay.
So cold, Mataji.
Huh?
It is very cold over there.
Kind of cold, Mataji, here. Yeah, it is, especially this week, there's a cold front. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, thank you all for joining us. And we are doing foodstuffs. So tell me one word for food that you can think of.
Bhojanam.
Bhojanam, very good. Good.
And
Very good. How about rice? How would you call rice?
Annam.
Very good.
Annam.
Very good. How do you call milk?
Dugdam.
Dugdam. Dugdam.
What is kshiram?
Dahi.
Milk.
No, milk. Yeah.
Milk.
Milk products.
Milk.
Milk, correct. What is dhadi?
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Very good. What is dadyodam?
What?
Dadyodam.
Curd rice.
Curd rice. Very good. Who can chant this verse?
Mataji, can I? This is Mukund.
Can
Yes,
I
Mukund.
recite this?
Yes, after Mukund, the next person can recite.
The next person is not next person, it is Rian.
Shreyan, okay, buddy. After Mukund, it's Shreyan, okay? Okay.
Mataji,
I know.
Advait after Shreyan.
Yeah, who's the third one?
Advait.
Advait, okay. We'll put them in order. Advait is next. Okay, so Mukund, you can start.
Okay, Mataji. I don't know the tune, so I'm just going to use the Brahma Samhita tune.
Sure, that's good too.
Bibradvenam Zathara Bibradvenam Jathara Patayo Shingi Vitre Chakakshe Vame Panumasina Kavalam Tat Falanyangulishu Tishtan Madhye Swaparisu Hasayan Narma Bhishvai Swarge Lokye Misati Bhuj Yagna Bhuj Balakeli. Thank you.
Excellent, Mukund. Thank you so much. Excellent job. Next is Shreyan, the other person, Shreyan.
Bibradvenum jatara patayo shingavitre. No. Bibradvenum jatara patayo shingavitre chachakshi vame pano mashanakavalam tatfalani angulishmi tishtan matyashva parishuhriyo स्वर्गे लोके मिशति बुभजे यज्ञ भुग बालके.
Very good, Shreyan. You did an amazing job. Very, very good. I know Suraj has raised hand. So after Aditya, we are going, after Advait, we are going to have Suraj. Thank you, Shreyan. Advait.
Bibradvenum Jatara Pataya Shringa Vete Takakshe Veme Pauno Masana Kavalam Tatfalani Angalishu Tishtam Madi Swapari Sudato Hasayan Bisvaya Swagaloke Misati Bujaye Gyani Bugbalakeli. Thank you, Mataji.
Good job. Very, very nice, Advait. You did a great job. Thank you. Our next participant is Suraj.
Bibradvenum jatara pataya shringavetre cha kakshe vame pano vamos na kavalam tatfalani angulishu tistam de sopar surdo Hasayan Narmabhi Swargaloke Misati Bhuje Jnanabhugbalitelaha.
Excellent, Suraj. That was really, really good. Very nice, very clear and nice. Thank you so much, Suraj. And the next one is Raya Prahalad.
Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Raya Prahalad. Go ahead.
You were breaking just a moment ago, so I didn't see you.
Who's this? Who's talking now?
Okay. बिभ्रद्वेणु जठरपतरं शृङ्गवेतृचकक्षे वामे पाणिनश्शलकबलं तत्पयामि अङ्गुलीषु तिष्ठन् मध्ये स्वपरश्रुतयो हस्य नर्माभिः स्वर्गे लोके विशति विभुजे यज्ञबालके
Perfect, Rai Prahlad. Very, very well done. I mean, every word was perfect. Thank you so much.
Mataji, which book is this? It says just text 11. Which book is this?
This is Srimad Bhagavatam, dear. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10.
Canto what?
10.
Canto what? Chapter what?
Okay, Canto is 10 and chapter is, I'll have to see. I know it's around the Brahma Vimohan Leela, just before Brahma gets bewildered. He sees the scene. Okay, Brahma sees that Krishna is eating like this with his friends and he's surprised, and that's when he gets bewildered. So this is the root cause for his bewilderment. So this is in Canto 10, it's text number 11. It should be chapter, let's see if I've written it. I've not written it. I'll look up the chapter and I'll tell you in a while. Okay? Yeah, Masrana Kavalam. Yeah. Okay, Isha, go ahead.
Yes, Mamaji. Vedam Jagapathayam Sarvam Vedam Chakalakste Vedam Tanya Masaram Kalam Pedi Anguleshu Tasya Medas Sarvapandu Hastan Mudram Sarvye Sangam Lokam Vesti Bhuvam Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Good job, Isha. You did really well. Thank you so much. Thank you for chanting so nicely. So now, if everyone is done raising hands, we are going to ask some questions and we want all of you to answer, okay? So here are your questions. What is Phalani?
Fruit?
Very good. Fruit. What's Masrana Kavalam? Masrana Kavalam. All right.
Someone is a lot of noise.
Yeah, they got
Okay,
muted.
I think it's
Mataji, whoever was doing that, I think it was Isha, but whoever was getting that noise, there are two things I'd like to help. One, if you're wearing headphones, please plug them in properly. Number two, maybe it's coming from your background. So press the arrow next to your mute button, okay? And then go to audio settings, okay, and press test mic, okay, and it's all there's also
so
less
basically-
background noise, low or medium or high.
Wow,
So
Suraj,
basically,
that
it's
was
telling
awesome.
that we have to reduce our background noise however you do it.
But we could also, or you should first do test mic because it could be your internet.
Wow.
That's
You are so awesome. Very smart
only
kids,
if you
huh? You
cannot
guys
hear
are.
or the other people cannot hear. You do not do that if you're getting background sound. If the
Voice is
other people are
coming
getting
too
background. But
If
anyways,
your voice is coming too loud, then remove the checkbox from automatically adjust my audio and then adjust the audio.
Wow.
Under the
Barbet says which microphone you want to use.
Okay, interesting. Thank you all. Interesting inputs. Nice. Okay, so let's read the translation. I want to volunteer to read the translation very clearly. You should read it nicely, okay? The translation in English. Who wants to read?
Mataji, can I?
Mataji,
Yes,
can
go
Kavya
ahead.
read? Can Kavya read?
Okay, Kavya, go ahead because you didn't get a chance so far.
Krishna is Yajna book, that is, he eats only offerings of Yajna, but to exhibit child pastimes, he now sat within his flute, tucked between his waist and his tight cloth on his right side, and with his horn, bugle, and cow driving stick on his left, holding in his hand a very nice preparation of yogurt and rice with pieces of suitable fruit between his fingers. He sat like a whirl of a lotus flower, looking forward toward all his friends, personally joking with them, and creating jubilant laughter among them as he ate. At that time, the denizens of heaven were watching, struck with wonder how the personality of Godhead, who eats only in yajna, was now eating with his friends in the forest. Thank you,
Excellent.
Mataji Krishna.
Thank you. So very nice reading. So what they are telling in this verse is that Krishna is known as Yajna book. That means when these great sages perform sacrifices, they put their offerings inside the fire, right? You've seen that in many sacrifices, even in the temple. So they put ghee and they put grains and all of that in the fire. So when you add these ingredients in fire, what happens is Krishna accepts these offerings through the fire. Okay. It is ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead who accepts everything. So Krishna is also called as Yajna book. That means one who's eating book. Book is the root word for bhojan, right? Bhojayate, we saw bhojana, bhojayata. So book is actually a root word for eating. So Krishna is called as Yajna book, one who's eating through the yajna. So this Supreme Lord, who's so transcendental, who's somewhere so far away and who likes things in a certain way, what is he doing? In Vrindavan, he is exhibiting his childhood pastimes. And how is he sitting in the forest of Vrindavan with his friends? He had a flute tucked between his waist and his tight cloth on his right side with a horn, bugle, and cow driving stick to the left. So if you see, there is a very beautiful picture of Krishna with his cowherd boys having lunch in the forest. So if you see that picture, it's an exact description from this verse. So on the waist of Krishna will be a flute. There'll be a bugle. A bugle is it's like an air instrument. Like you have these trumpets, right? Trumpets or what else do you have? Like, I don't know. Anyone?
Mataji horn?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a horn. Yeah. So basically it's a horn. That's right. So it's a buffalo horn. They make it out of buffaloes leftover after the buffalo dies naturally. They pick the horn and then they make an instrument from it with which they make nice tunes. They blow through it. So he has this, and he had a stick for driving the cows. So if you've seen cowherd boys, they have a stick to actually drive the cows. So he had all of this, and he was sitting in the middle of his friends, and all his friends were surrounding him. And what was he doing? He was eating yogurt rice. And it had suitable fruits, and these fruits, they would, between the corners of his fingers, it would be visible, those little fruits. Just like in this picture, you have pomegranate, right? So imagine you're taking a handful of yogurt rice. The yogurt is white, and then you have these ruby like pomegranates in between the fingers like this. So that's how he was eating, and his skin is blackish blue. So he was looking like a blue lotus. That's how he was eating. And all his friends were around him. And what were the friends doing? They were all talking and they were joking and they were, taking food from their left hand and they were putting it into their mouth. So seeing all this, the denizens of heaven were very surprised. What is this? He's the Supreme Lord. He's so far away. He's so great, but he is just eating food with his left hand. And, he's putting all this and he's talking to his friends and he's so simple. So like this, they were all very surprised. But one person who really got bewildered looking at the scene was Brahma. So this was the root cause of Brahma Vimohan Leela. That's how the story starts. So it's a very nice verse worth memorizing if you like, because it's a nice meditation and there's a beautiful painting based on this verse as well. You must have all seen it and maybe some of you have it in your house also. I believe many of you must be having this painting. So anyway, let's proceed further. So the next item we are going to see is butter. So you've all heard of Navaneet, right? We already discussed this in the previous class. Navaneetam is butter. I gave you one more word for butter that is prepared earlier. The butter that is prepared from the previous day milk. What's the name? Anyone knows?
Navanita Chora.
Navanita Chora is Krishna's name. Very nice, because he steals butter. What is one more name for butter?
Makhan.
Makhan chor.
Yeah. Oh,
Makhan chor.
Okay. So another name in Sanskrit for butter is mataji, because when you churn buttermilk, you get butter. You know how butter is made? Anyone knows how it is made? How does butter occur? So what they do is they get buttermilk, or you can even get heavy cream. Today, everyone does it with heavy cream. Your mom would probably be doing butter at home with heavy cream, or she would be buying it in the store. So if you just churn heavy cream, you will get butter. But the other traditional way of doing it is you have to churn buttermilk. Now, what is buttermilk? It's nothing but diluted yogurt. Okay. So you must be seeing in pictures where Mother Yashoda is churning butter for Krishna. So butter churning is usually done first thing in the morning. So that's why in the Damodar Leela, if you remember, when Krishna woke up before sunrise, Mother Yashoda was churning butter. And that's when Krishna comes crying to her and then he asks for milk and the whole Damodar Leela turns out. So traditionally, buttermilk was churned before sunlight, before the sunlight heat would come into the house. Of course, today everything is artificial, so there's no question of day or night. Even in the night you have light because of these artificial lights, and you have heat at different times of the day. So it's very different today. But in ancient times, they would churn buttermilk only in the morning before the sunrise. So that was the tradition.
I seen this video of like this kid. It was like make believe, but it was weird because at nighttime he would have his lights on, his heater on, and everything on. But at in morning, he would not have anything on, and he would be sleeping.
Yeah, that's how this world has become now. Anyway, so that's how you churn buttermilk, and
this isn't fake. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people who have computer jobs do this.
That's true. I agree with you. So as you keep churning, it takes a long time, for buttermilk to be churned.
But for them, the people, they really don't know, because when they get up, they're so used to it that they think darkness is day and like lightness is night. So
correct. That's what Bhagavad Gita also tells. Correct. Very nice. Good job. Okay, coming back to our buttermilk story. So when you churn buttermilk with time, take some time, like maybe an hour or two. And finally, little globules of butter will start coming out. Okay, so that solid is collected and it's taken out and it is stored as butter. So that's why it's called as mantaja. Mantha means to churn. Like the other day, I don't know, it was Mukund, Samudra Manthan Leela, right? So churning of the milk ocean, that's what we said. So when the milk ocean was churned, so many things came out. What did finally come out when the milk ocean was churned? What is the final product of the churning of the milk ocean?
Poison. There was
After poison?
but also there was good things
Nectar.
like
Nectar.
nectar.
Very good. So
And
like
also,
that,
I
when
love
you
it,
churn this buttermilk, you actually get butter. So therefore, buttermilk is called, sorry, butter is called as manthaja. That
Mataji,
which is
one
obtained by churning. It's called as manthaja.
Mataji,
Ah.
I need to tell you something. It's so I saw this. So this is something. So like a kid, he asked this. Okay. So he asked somebody, like um, so like like what does nectar do? So like this is what the kid asked. He said, can I have some nectar, because that will make me immortal? So then the adult said, I give you nectar, but then you should not say more, because each drop of nectar will just make you as equal as immortal. So if you take 2 drops, it's the same as 1 drop. So then he said, okay. Then when the boy asked for so much, the adult gave, and then the adult said, I broke my promise. Now you have to break your promise. And then he said that your promise was that you'll not chant. So you had to chant. So he said, okay. And then the adult said, since you broke your promise and listened to me, you I'm going to tell you a truth. And then he said, you're already immortal, because you are the like soul, and the soul is always living. It never can die. So
Wow.
so you don't need to be immortal ever. Everyone in the world is immortal.
Good one. Good one. Thank
Except
you,
for their
Shiv.
body is not.
Very true. Very nice. Very, very nice story. Excellent. Thanks, Shane. That was interesting. Hmm. Okay. So a word for buttermilk is tarka. Takra, sorry. Takra. Takra is also a word for buttermilk. If you're writing it down, please write it down. Takra. The ra is below the ka here. So it's takra. That is buttermilk. Okay. We have to go to ghee. At least we have to cover 1 or 2 today. So now ghee is very, very important, right? Ghee is actually highly celebrated in the Vedic culture. Did you know, cool fact, to serve rice without ghee is considered demoniac. So when you make an offering in your bhoga, if you do not put drops of ghee on your rice, it's not good for offering. Rice should always be served with ghee, at least a few
Mataji, my
drops.
mom, she always, most of the time, I think actually all the time she offers rice with ghee,
Correct.
but I always take the ghee out.
That's okay, but generally
I only
rice
eat
with
the
ghee
ghee if
should
there's
be
like some
served.
podi or something like that to mix the ghee and the rice with, but without podi or something like that, I don't eat the ghee or like powder.
That's okay. But when we make an offering, always remember a few drops of ghee on the rice. Similar thing applies to chapatis too. Okay. So ghee is considered as
It's not
purifier.
about ghee, so like as long as the rice is still hot, the ghee is okay. But when the rice is cold, okay, the ghee is not really my thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Suraj. Even I have the same feeling. That's true. So ghee is called as gritha. Gritha. That's how the term ghee comes from. Ghee. Ghee comes from it's a root word for gritha. Gritha is for ghee. Okay. You have to write it down if you're taking notes. Gritha. Now see the ga is the big ga, not the small one. It's not this ga you see here, right? Sorry, where else do you have ga? It's not the small one here. Agni agi. It is ga, grita. It's like that. So that's why it's called as ghee. Ghee. It's not Gee, right? So grita. And there was an apsara called as Gritachi because she was glistening like the ghee. Okay, the ghee has a very golden color. It glistens. One interesting point here is one of the names for ghee is Sarpi. Can anyone tell me why should ghee be called a Sarpi? What does Sarpi remind you of?
Slippery.
Slippery. Hey, who's this? Very nice. It is very slippery. Very nice. But anything else in Sanskrit for Sarpi? what does sarpa remind you of?
Snake.
Snake, yes. So the snake slithers, right? It just slithers and it moves.
You said
So like that,
sarpa.
liquid ghee is slippery and it slithers. So it's called a sarpi. Interesting, right?
Actually, Mataji, if you pour ghee on top of water, I think it still stays on the top.
Correct. It is insoluble. You're right. Fats are insoluble, right?
So it kind of is like a snake, because snakes literally cannot drown.
Hey, cool. Suraj, you're awesome, buddy. I like that thinking. Thank you. You're making us think. Very nice. Very, very interesting. Okay. So what is Navanita?
Butter.
Butter. What is Navanita ja? If something is born from butter, what is it?
Butter, milk.
Any other guesses?
If something's born from butter, then it is oil. Actually, never mind.
It is ghee. Because when you heat butter, what do you get?
Oh yes.
When you
get
heat butter,
ghee.
you get ghee, right? So,
Actually, no, Mataji. For me, yeah, how I get my ghee is like we get a whole milk, and on the top there's all this cream, and we melt it, and that's ghee right there.
right. So what is that cream on top? It is the butter.
Oh.
So that cream, when you actually thicken it, when you drain out all the liquid and you thicken it and make it a nice solid, it is butter. When you heat that, it becomes ghee.
Mataji, my mother, she takes some butter, rectangular butter, and then she puts it in a pot and then warms it up, and then it makes ghee.
Yeah. So what is the source of ghee?
Butter.
So ghee is also called as Navanita ja because it is born from butter. Okay. So that's how Sanskrit is. It's very logical.
Mataji,
You can remember.
my mother, she puts some, she doesn't make ghee, but she makes butter. No, not butter. She makes yogurt. So first she takes a little bit of yogurt and then she puts it in a lot of milk. The milk had boiled. After that, she puts some yogurt in it and then she leaves it for like one night in a warm spot, and then it becomes all into yogurt.
Correct. So when you add a little bit of yogurt culture to milk, it becomes yogurt. So now when the cream on top of the yogurt is collected or cream on top of milk is collected, and that becomes butter. Okay. Then when you heat the butter, you get ghee. So this is the process. Yeah.
So Mataji, ghee is basically heated butter.
Yes, it is. And look at how it changes. Look at the texture of ghee and look at the texture of butter. It's somewhat different, right?
Mataji, technically that means, you know how in baking also cooking shows, you know how they tell you to melt your butter?
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean that they're also using ghee?
Yes, it means the same. Yes.
So Mataji, when you said sarpa, this is going to be really, really funny. So I remembered this thing. So in this book, so you said sarpa is snake, right? Okay. So like it also means it could also mean like sea serpent or something. So I read of this book where they have this guy, this sea serpent named Sarv. So that is so close to Sarpa. You add a H in the middle of the A and the P and take out the A. Okay, and then, that's so good. Okay, and then and then he is a sea serpent, and sarpa could also mean sea serpent. Could like snake, serpent, many.
Yes, you're right.
Mataji,
Two things. So the first thing is that the definition of yogurt in English is milk sleeping at night, waking up tight. And then the second thing that I wanted to say is that in Hindi, sarp, which is a part like sarpi, like sarp actually means snake.
Correct. Very nice. I like that. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, actually, we're running out of time. We have hardly covered anything, but it's 5:15, 7:15 for
Mataji.
some of you. We have to stop. There's an adult class. But someone wanted to say something right after that. We have to stop. Okay.
Me.
Who's that? Go ahead.
Mataji, there is a connection in ghee and ice cream. Do you know how?
How?
Because they're both made of milk. Because from milk you make butter, and from butter you make ghee. Same thing. From milk you make cream, and from cream you make ice cream.
Fantastic. Yes, you're right. You make ice cream from cream, which comes from milk. Yes. Sweet. Okay, we have to end the call here, but we'll catch up more with some more interesting food
Mataji,
spices.
I wish you were here every day, because if you're not here and if somebody else is here, like they just cover it and we don't get to talk so much like this.
Yes, Mataji. Like I like whenever you say the Sanskrit, because we have like a discussion instead of just going through the whole thing.
Right. So we'll have more discussion. Okay, we'll tell everyone to have discussion for you guys. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Mataji. Shall we close it?
Yes. It's time. Hari bol.
Hari bol.